Hey, how's it going, YouTube family? So, welcome to my daily events roundup, your go-to source for staying informed and entertained with the latest happenings around the world. I'm Mr. Controversy, and today I'm going over basically it's kind of a follow-up of the five individuals that attacked the NYPD, and then their conduct of how they acted once they were released with. Like I said, if it was one of us, a U.S. citizen that attacked a cop, like you don't hear is wherever you from, wherever your big prison is, that's where you've been at. And yeah, you probably got bonded out. Maybe it depends on what state you're in. Certain states they probably held you in there, they handed your case real quick and locked you up. But go ahead and get to this video.
And here we go.
New video is sparking even more outrage over the group of migrants accused of attacking two New York City police officers. That's what you're looking at on the left hand of your screen. Those guys were freed without bail. And now look at this. Here's one suspect flipping the bird to the cameras. He could care less. Another blows kisses as he smiles and laughs. The other suspect next to him also putting up the middle fingers and cursing at those reporters. Remorseless, brazen, smug. And now the question is, will the Biden administration deport these migrants? Trace, this video is so hard to watch. On top of the video that was so hard to watch of them attacking police officers. Yep. Will there ever be accountability?
No. And for your first question, will the Biden administration deport them? Doesn't matter, because if they do, they'll be back in 6 days. How many cases do we have where these people just come back? It's a revolving door. They go and they come back. If you or I or the Atlanta Falcons, as you were talking about earlier, went to Times Square and we kicked a cop in the head and we beat up a cop, we'd be in Rikers for the foreseeable future. That would be that. There's no bail for us. These people get out, get bail. It's ridiculous. And it's part of the problem where we cover the border every single day, and we know there's social media. They have learned that not only are there no consequences to go to the United States, they are incentivized. You get free health care in California. You get hotel rooms. You get all of the things that the people who actually are citizens here cannot get, and in some cases are taken out of, like high schools in New York and airports in Boston and places in Chicago where they meet and they gather have now become these sanctuaries and these places where they house the migrants, and it's not fair to the American citizens, and they are infuriated in blue cities across the country from Denver to San Diego to Boston to New York, wondering why is this happening? And now the president thinks, because chaos doesn't poll well, he thinks now is the time to shut the border, and I've been trying to shut it since day one, and those darn Republicans won't sign on. And the truth is, come on, everything that Trump did, you undid. Yeah. And that was the reason we have this problem.
And the cherry on top to that, Kaylee, is that messaging from those illegal migrants that encompasses all of that. It's the message, as Senator Marco Rubio put so succinctly, it's the message to the cops that they assaulted. It's the message to the other New Yorkers as they walk free with no bail. It's the message to all Americans as they go back to the shelters that we paid for.
Yeah, who are these people? I mean, look at this guy. This is stomach churning. Who are you? Where did you come from? What is your history? Because clearly you didn't come here pursuing the American dream. You came here to flip a bird after beating up a police officer. And according to Marco Rubio, likely going back to a taxpayer facility. Now, as we think about the number on the terror watch list who have crossed our border, MS-13 who have crossed our border, we don't know who these guys are. We don't know their specific background, but we do know it's a fact that people of that nature have crossed our border. And what are we going to do? The brilliant idea of sanctuary state, blue jurisdictions. Let's put them by the schools. That was the plan. Put them next to little girls going to class. Let's stick people. For all we know, this guy was put next to a school. We have no idea. And then you move over to Boston, and I saw a stunning report on local CBS News Boston today. a recreation facility in a low-income community is going to be used to house migrants. And this recreation facility is home to a program, a track program, free of charge for kids in low-income communities. And the coach of that track program said this: "We have kids who are also impacted. Our program is one of the few stable times in their lives." But let's yank that program away from the American without resources, and let's put guys like this in the recreation facility, because that's what our founders intended.
Yeah, and I saw the leaders in Boston and Massachusetts saying, well, look, you all have this wrong. These people came here legally. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No. And they're basically all out on parole while they seek asylum. Do these guys look like people who need asylum? That they are somehow unsafe in their... Now, maybe they are, because they're criminals, right? Because they do stuff like this. This picture is worth 1,000 words. These pictures are worth 1,000 words. That you've got these people who, at taxpayer expense, are here, are taking our food, our shelter, whatever else, and then going ahead and doing this after beating up a cop.
Can I chime in here?
Oh, please.
With 3 West Coasters.
Yes.
We've had an illegal immigration problem for generations.
Yeah.
People have coming in. We, Southern Californians, we know it, we experience it. This is new. This is not usually what happens. We've had the border issue for a long time. And one thing we've always said in Los Angeles is, these were people who were working at day jobs. They were not begging. There was no excess crime. Cops weren't being attacked. None of this is normally accompanying this kind of situation. We have inculcated this with the attitude. Where did they learn you can attack cops and not have any repercussions? Where do you hear this? What are you saying? Yes, who are these people? Was he a normal guy?
They learn in social media.
Did he turn into this?
And I'll jump back in and say,
them to be this way.
Right. And the 3 of us from Southern California always used to go to Mexico to travel, to spend a few weeks or a few days, a few nights. If we did something, if anyone from America tried this stunt in Mexico, you'd never hear from us again.
Or in any other country.
Right.
Yeah. I have the utmost respect, I know we all do, for those police officers day in and day out who exercise only restraint, only professionalism.
That was remarkable.
Face it.
So this kind of reminds me of a song by NWA. If you haven't heard this, this go. It's stuff with Ice Cube saying, "Yo, easy, I got something to say. F the police," and that's exactly what they did. Came out flipping fingers. Nothing happened when they got processed. Well, what they probably did, fingerprint them, let them go. Like I said, one guy's was a repeat offender anyway, so apparently it shows they don't care. So if they're beating up on police, guess who's next? The damn citizens. So if you was there, if you see something like that going on and you're a citizen, and no matter how you may feel about the police, if you don't get your butt in there to do something, start slam dunking them on their heads to let them know, like, hey, this ain't your country. We ain't gonna have that over here. You part of the problem, because, like I said, you're gonna be next. Best believe you're gonna be next. Soon I won't be surprised they start kicking in your front door, coming because they hungry, they cold, they're gonna need somewhere to stay. They're gonna start occupying your houses. So some of these guys, like I say, I look at this as, if you understood the concept of like a Trojan horse with the Greeks and how they took over Troy, I look at this the same way. You have a bunch of Chinese coming in, a bunch of Middle Easterns coming in, people from all these different countries. All of them ain't fans out, we ain't fans of theirs, and they ain't fans of ours. Coming in, and maybe a very small, minute of them are probably actual asylum seekers. If you come in talking about, hey, I just want to make more money, that's not actually the terms for coming in as an asylum seeker, because your life is not in jeopardy. Your life isn't being threatened. You just want to make more money, and this is the place where you find out where you can do that. So what needs to happen is, like I said, biometrics is the best thing to do. Like those guys there, you scan their face, you put their fingerprints in the darn system, you ship their butts home, and they come back, all you gotta do is scan them. This stuff is gonna pop up, and you just turn their butts around like, no, go back where you came from. And if you catch them sneaking in, shit happens. That's all I say. But like I said, you had the Chinese coming in. We don't know who they are. There's already was talks. We already got a lot of cyber attacks going on. China do have cyber farms. If you don't know what a cyber farm is, like I said, you can look that up as well. But all this is a bunch of people who sit in a room and they hack. They could attack an infrastructure wherever state you in. They could start shutting down your SCADA systems, which is your water, your banking system, causing disruptions within your city. So those things you might want to think about. Like I said, it's like a Trojan horse. You had some folks who may come in for the right reason. The cartel, all these other countries, like, hey, this is a good opportunity since they're not really checking nobody, and we can send them who we want to come in. So now you have folks coming in. You got people, that work for the cartel setting up little shops. So now you got the fentanyl and all these drugs coming in. You got people from China coming in. Not sure what there is, but they could be doing nefarious things as well. So you're talking about like your cyber attacks. You got your, folks from the Middle East. They're also talking about you had two people from two women that say, hey, we shouldn't be able to stop Hamas people from coming in. They're fucking terrorists. But they said we should be able, we should not stop them from coming. If they want to come to the U.S., we should allow them to come in. This is what's going on in this country. So y'all keep voting for these darn Democrats because that's the ones they were two Democrat women. You look it up. They're the ones who's doing it. So look at the states, these blue states. Hey, we'll be an asylum state or asylum cities. We take these people. Now they're overwhelmed. Now they have to cut money that they normally would use for their own people to subsidize, to take care of all these immigrants, all these illegal immigrants that's coming in. So, I just like to hear what you think about it. Put whatever you want down in the comments. We could chat, talk about it between myself, because I will answer any comments or any questions. Like I said, I did a lot in the military, especially when you talk about cyber stuff, a couple other things like that, or things that I know that has happened, or things that do go on. So, dislike the video. All this, it just gets in the algorithm. Like as I said before, it's not as like, hey, I really like this. This video is just so it can get in the algorithm, so more people could actually see it. So I appreciate you watching my content, and I will talk to you later.